Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video for freshers, or really for anyone at uni who just wants some tips, to be honest. So today I'm going to be doing basically like 10 top tips about like food, about shopping, about all that kind of thing that also is kind of budgeting focused. This is basically based on the last, how old even am I? 4 years of doing this myself. Hopefully they're not too generic or I've added a little spin on them. I'll be doing more videos like this as well, so if you do like it, then subscribe. Okay, the number one top tip, and I think this is the number one top tip because it is basically your lifesaver, is make sure you always have certain things. Like not one single minute of the day goes by where you don't have these things in your cupboard. You can make a meal from these, I promise. And also it's just good because they then spice up anything else you might want to make. In my opinion, those things are salt, pepper, oil, spices, things like cayenne pepper and paprika, lifesavers, garlic, unless you really don't like garlic, pasta and rice, noodles if you like them, but for me they're not as important as pasta and rice, stock cubes, and tomato paste, you know, the one that comes in the like metal tube. If you're going to go out and you are a party goer, and do it right. By do it right, I mean you can buy really cheap spirits and super cheap mixers, like a big bottles like 30p. Or top tip, I used to have tonic, and then I used to have like flavoured, like other, I don't know what they were, like syrups or drops or something. You put a bit of that in, bam. It's also healthier if you are conscious of that or you want to have shoes that you wear in the kitchen. Don't go in there barefoot. Tupperware is the best thing you can buy. Like, it's very much worth the investment. The ones with the 4 clips on the side, they're like good portion sized ones. You can freeze things in them, you can pop them straight in the microwave. They're a bowl, they're a plate, they're everything. Just make sure you have, I mean, I would say basically have one for every day of the week, just because then you can freeze, fridge, cupboard, everything with them. Get into your good habits from the beginning. Now that's not to say that you need to put a lot of pressure on yourself. When I started, I bought a lot of like freezable things that you could just put in the oven, and I ate that so much. It didn't affect me, to be honest, because I already knew how to cook before I came, but I know that for some people, like if you do that from the beginning, you get into that habit and then you never really learn. And I recommend learning a little bit before you go, even if it's a single recipe that's like your go-to. Have your staples. So I have got written here the things that I consider to be like I could just whip this out because I just have made this for years. So I think you need something you can put with rice. It's just a good one to have, whether that be like a chili or a bean dish or like whatever, something with rice. A couple, like 2 or 3 pasta sauces, whatever that might be, like having a variety of those because pasta is going to be your friend. Good one. A no fuss protein option. So for me, what I mean by that is like I will put a piece of salmon in some foil in the oven. Like that's it. You don't have to deal with it, but it's good and it's healthy. That one is quite expensive. So if you want to swap that out for anything else, that's why you can just, it's just protein, do whatever you want. A cold option, if that makes sense. Like sometimes you just don't want to have the hot food, or you know you're not going to be able to heat it up. So for me, I like bagels. I never really used to, but now I find them really useful because they can be a meal and a snack, so I get through the whole bag without having to throw anything away. Something that's like a treat, something that you would serve like friends if they came to eat at your like house or your accommodation or whatever. Don't put too much pressure on yourself from the beginning to be really healthy or to be really this or to be really that. Like, it's going to be difficult adapting to the like new setting, and I just don't think it's something that you need to be super worried about. It's always good to get into good habits, or rather to not get into bad ones. That's it. Don't get into bad habits, but don't worry if the brilliant ones don't immediately happen. You can slowly become veggie, you can slowly become healthier, like all these things that you may want to do when you move out. It can be a process, and it probably will be, so don't put pressure on yourself. Never order a takeaway full price. It's just too expensive, it's not worth it. I mean, if you have to, you have to, but there are so many codes out there, and do a little search and get into the habit of doing that. The other thing I do now is I often have it across 2 days, which obviously if you're like treating yourself and you're getting a big Domino's or whatever, like fine, have it. But for me, it's more like I can justify it more if I, for example, there's a place that has like a mac and cheese and then like a buffalo chicken, and for me I can have half the mac and cheese, the other half of the mac and cheese can be a meal the second day, and the chicken I can have like a few little bits, and then I can use the rest to make a really nice little rice thing with the chicken. Peng. I haven't had that in a while. Try and get into the habit of like, especially because it's hard to cook for one person, if you're cooking a big meal for yourself, just do 2 portions and then it's immediately a meal for another time. Will save you so much time and energy and money. Don't buy too much coffee, it's such a waste of money. Obviously you can treat yourself, and obviously if it's like the one thing that you like buying and you don't buy anything else, cool, you do you. But for me, I don't mind those sachets and stuff. One box of those sachets is the same as 1 coffee, so for me that's what I like to like save. Don't buy branded stuff, you don't need to either, in the same vein. Why? Often it's just not. I've said this one before, definitely in a video, I've probably said all of these before, I'm just, oops. But definitely get one of these, get a water cup that is like yours, that you always use, that's by your bed or just always in your room, and make sure you're just always filling it up. This has helped me drink water so much more. I'm still not that good at it, but if you have something that you always go to, you'll drink more water, whereas if you just have random bottles flying around, you probably won't. I like this one because of the straw, and that helps me drink more as well because it's like more fun. Does that make sense? I just prefer drinking from a straw, and I drink a lot more when I do. Especially in first year when you're in a big flat, share things as a flat, like roasts, sharing desserts, you know, like ones that are made for like 4 people, fajita nights, that thing where you put all the nachos on the table, that kind of thing. It's so much fun. It's such a unique opportunity when there's that many people to do it, and I would seize that if I were you. Another thing you can do is get a subscription box delivered. I know that you guys have probably seen in previous videos that I get one every month called Degusta Box that they kindly send me, which is a treat. Someone told me that when I first started getting them. Another friend who does was like, oh, I used to get these with my flat, we used to share them. I was like, that's genius. So this month I got some shredded, a beef ragu sauce, which is yum, some on the go, they're called Up and Go banana breakfast. These are really yummy, I had one. Iced latte salted caramel sachets. Some of these little energy mini bars, I already had one. I had the peanut butter one, but this is a white chocolate macadamia. It was yummy. Some choc chip swirl peanut butter, which I'm really excited to try because I love peanut butter. I also got a Virtue Drink energy drink, which I don't normally like have or try, so it was really good to try one. I got the berry one. I also got the yummiest little freeze-dried strawberries. I need to get the brand name. They were 5th season fruit dried strawberries. They were delish. That would be a really good snack. And I also got some sweets. They were like, they call them sweets with benefits. They're from Tweak, and they were like little sour gummies with way less sugar than normal ones. And then my favorite thing, I can't pronounce this brand, I'm not going to, some cinnamon rolls. I'll put it on the screen. They were delish. I had those like for a few breakfasts. That's what I got in this month's box. I just think that'd be a great thing to like share. Do your food shops together as a flat. I find that it's like a really nice bonding experience, especially if you can go to one, or if you're going to do it online, you get to split the delivery fee. The campus shops, for example at Bath, there's one called Fresh, don't have that much, so you'll end up really limiting yourself, and it's quite expensive. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.